Good day everyone and welcome to a LEGO Microfighter review. Today we're going to be doing set 7526 for Kylo Ren's Shuttle Microfighter, 72 pieces, one stinky old minifigure. I never understood these until I was watching whatever the hell his name is, Dick Hole from Planet Ripple. I was watching his little thing on LEGO Star Wars, a thing that was criminally short because he apparently has this weird vendetta against licensed themes. But anyways, in his thing he was talking about the Microfighters, and he was discussing how the intention of these things was largely to, make it so that poor kids could afford to have their favorite vehicles in LEGO. And I find that to be the most accurate reason, like the most accurate understanding as to why these things exist as of yet. Because before that, I've always found myself dumbfounded as to why anyone would ever even want these. But I guess it would be for a kid who's got maybe a smaller allowance, or maybe a family that can't get by or whatever, and they still want to entertain their kid with something, small and shitty, so they get themselves this instead of like the $100 version counterpart of whatever vehicle it is. And honestly, it makes sense. It seems to be like a way that they could actually sort of make it so that kids, no matter what their income, unless they're completely destitute, are going to be able to find a way to get their favorite vehicle in LEGO, even if it is some shitty and embarrassing thing like this. However, that does bring about my concern, that being that, sure, this kid's happy getting like Microfighters and stuff, but what about when another kid at school comes along and he's actually got the Kylo Ren Shuttle set, Honestly, if I were a kid and I was afforded these Microfighters, I feel like there would be no greater shame than owning the Microfighter version of what my friend had in a full-sized version, I feel like there would be few things that would infuriate me and make me more jealous than having this instead of having the Kylo Ren Shuttle. And you know what I genuinely feel like? I feel like I personally, this isn't me speaking on behalf of all kids, I think I would be happier, honestly, as a kid if I didn't have anything at all and I knew a kid that had the actual Kylo Ren Shuttle, rather than having the Microfighter and knowing a kid who had the Kylo Ren Shuttle, you feel? So even though I do kind of now have a better understanding of why Microfighters exist at all, I feel like with that there are some glaring issues, largely that of the sort of looming inadequacy that would come from having these instead of the proper sets. Anywho, I'm not going to talk about the minifigure because I'm going to do something different at the end of the video here, just so there's actually a reason to watch this. Anyways, the Microfighter is pretty darn simple. Not really too special. Its wings are on hinges. As a matter of fact, I built this without looking at the instructions, and I think I got it mostly correct. Got the stud shooters at the front. It generally mimics the very simple shape of this thing, and remaking this shape really doesn't look hard at all. They've recreated some of the greebling on top of the actual model with the things right here. You got the little thrusters at the back. These can fold all the way down if you want. That's just a fantastic look right there. And yeah, not really too much to say about this. It is a very simple vehicle and nothing really too special about it. The reason I bought this, however, you might be like, Frank, why the hell would you even buy something that you don't even care about? Well, let me tell you. When it comes to certain minifigures, I am a completionist. And I'm a big fan of Kylo Ren. Yeah, I know, shoot me. I like something about the sequels, hang me out to dry, apparently, because I'm the worst now. Heaven forbid I find joy in something these days. Everything feels like it's being taken from me. Every single time I try to make something good, it just gets ripped away from me. Every single creative endeavor, every single thing I ever try to do, it just gets torn away from me. So, I'm having these feelings because recently, if you're on my Instagram, then you know that my first light mock toppled over. It fell over and it smashed on the ground. My 9-foot tall monstrosity. Monstrosity in the best sense, though. It was beautiful. It was magnificent. It was the most opulent mock ever. It was so big and fantastic, and now it's dead. And that's why I'm feeling a little down, because I put like 4 months of work into that thing, and then it exploded on the ground. It really makes you feel like your efforts in life truly do often go in vain. Like the things that you try and the things that you attempt, it all just comes crashing down. You think, oh, I might be able to make something that's good, something that's beautiful, something magnificent, but no, you can't. As soon as you try to make it, as soon as you try to bring about something that's real, it's just gonna get taken from you again. But anyways, after all, that's what happened to Frank Bricks. My previous channel just got taken from me, you know, gonzo. But whatever, who cares? What I was going to do at the end of this video was a little bit of a Kylo Ren retrospective. I wanted to go, and I'm going to just go through and I'm going to talk about all the Kylo Rens through the years, because I feel like this might very well be the last version of Kylo Ren we get for at least a little while. We might get a new one in the Night Buzzard that's coming out this year, but other than that, this feels like the right time to do a quick overview of all of the initial wave Kylo Ren minifigures. You know, within the span that the sequel movies were coming out, these were the 7 Kylo Ren minifigures that we actually got. So let's go through them real quick, okay? Just a quick little hindsight, you know, it should be interesting. First off, we got the initial Kylo Ren that we got in the Kylo Ren Command Shuttle. Got some shit on his helmet. And I remember seeing this and being suicidal. Because look at this helmet. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, it doesn't exactly evoke a lot of hope when that helmet for your new villain character makes him look so retarded. Firstly, here's the lightsaber that we would be getting for 5 years to come. So yeah, it's a good lightsaber and it worked for the character. That helmet is just terrible and awful and embarrassing. However, the head underneath looks good. This is a good, like, helmet face, and it included an extra hood, so you could give him that, and he would look a lot better that way. This is one of the better Kylo Ren looks right here. However, I do have to say that the detail on the outfit, even relative to the time when this came out, was kind of poor. When you look at other minifigures from this lineup even, like the initial Poe Dameron that we got, comparing like this torso and legs, it seems so undetailed, so unrefined, like there's nothing even going on here. It's so plain. I felt like that for a few of the Force Awakens initial release minifigures, that they were so incredibly dull and uninterestingly designed. Like none of it really jumped out to me as all that interesting. So yeah, I remember feeling that, but of course they would make up for that in the years to come, as you know. This was one of the first Force Awakens minifigures that I had. The first set that I got was Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle, which was a set that I really liked. Unbeknownst to me, it was super inaccurate, so yeah, but at the time I really liked it, and I remember seeing this minifigure and being really excited by it, despite the kind of sad amount of detail on the torso and the legs and the really ugly helmet. I remember just being filled with this sort of giddy joy at this mysterious new character that we'd be getting to know in these upcoming films. The next minifigure that we got was a huge improvement on the previous one. This is the Kylo Ren from the battle on Takodana, and just this one is the exact same, except he's got the hair and the face now. He's got the actual proper Adam Driver face, which I remember thinking that it was really, really good. At this point, I think it's a little bit awkward, especially This one, oh, with the fangs, oh my goodness, what a goofy looking face. That is not a proper Kylo Ren face. This one, though, is okay. This one is fine. There have been a lot better, but this one's okay. Torso and legs are the exact same, lightsaber is the exact same, and also this set, just to rub it in, also came with a shitty old helmet. Thank you very, very much. This is the last Kylo Ren minifigure that would come with an additional hat, hairpiece, helmet, whatever. And just, if you didn't get a good enough look, the torn cape piece is a really, really neat thing. I like it. It's got the one sort of longer, jagged part, and the other side that's a little bit more squared off. Feels very Kylo Ren. If you just kind of sweep it over the arm right there, it gives it a really nice look. It's a very useful little cape piece. It's spongy. And yeah, that's just really good. Next up, moving into the next movie here, we got Episode 8 Kylo Ren, which I can say with confidence this is my favorite Kylo Ren minifigure. This is just the one where they improved everything. The face is better, the torso is better, the legs are better, the full cape is such a good look. This is just the best Kylo Ren that we got. This one was from the TIE silencer. I think so. Yeah. Or was it just called Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter? Either way, it's a really good minifigure, and I love that face. The facial expression is a lot more nuanced and a lot less stupid looking now. The scar looks really, really cool on there. Just such a nice Episode 8 Kylo Ren, and on the other side, he's got the screaming face right there, which works for the purposes of this minifigure. That's another really good face right there. And then back printing also continues with that newer chainmail sort of design, which is really, really nice. Such a good minifigure. Really, really like it. It's beautifully simple, and I absolutely adore it. You might have seen me already talk about him on my favorite minifigures video. Then we have the exact same minifigure, the Microfighter version, which is the exact same, except now he doesn't have a cape. Yeah, that's really all there is to him. You could theoretically make this minifigure if you had 3 of the other minifigures on this list. With the last 2 Kylo Rens, you just need to take off their helmets and give them the hair. For this one, you just need to take off the cape. And yeah. So this one's, I would estimate that this one's the least valuable, although don't take my word on that. I didn't check prices for this video. The next one coming up is a really, really special one. This one is the battle-damaged Kylo Ren from the duel on Starkiller Base. Oh, what a good minifigure. I like him a lot. I think that's such a novel idea that they gave us this. I never would have conceived that this would be a minifigure that we'd be getting, like him with his battle scar. But it's so good. And him with the little, like, wound right there, that's also good after being shot. His, legs as well, you can see, are just a little bit more tattered than the regular one. And I like that a lot. I also like that even though it is an inferior design, they went back to the sort of simpler aesthetic of the 2015 torso and legs for this, you know, Force Awakens minifigure. His other face is fine, not really my favorite expression, but if you're looking for a third Episode 7 Kylo Ren expression, then it does the trick. Back printing is pretty simple, but I do like the extra torso detail, and that one face with the scar is really, really nice. It's such a good idea of a minifigure to provide, and I think that they pulled it off quite nicely. That's the only Kylo Ren with flesh hands. The next one that we got was from the Kylo Ren Shuttle. Jeepers, so many of these have his name in the title. Yeah, he is not really that interesting. We've gone back to the more papery cape style, which is interesting. Were people really complaining about the spongy cape? I don't really know. Either way, as you can see, everything on this minifigure right here is not special or exclusive. Same face that we got before, same torso, same legs, same cape that we've seen in a bunch of stuff. It's basically just Episode 8 Kylo Ren, but now with the newer helmet. And I gotta say that the helmet looks it's a lot easier to stomach the helmet with a big cape to match, I gotta say. The helmet really pissed me off for a lot of years, but it occurs to me that just the little tweak of a bigger cape honestly really does... It goes a long way for a minifigure like this, and it really helps sort of make it so that the helmet doesn't look as goofy. So this is definitely one of the better looks, I would say, for Kylo Ren, surprisingly enough. Helmet looks good. With the cracks and whatnot, I would say. It definitely is a marked improvement from the other one, which felt a little bit too simple in some ways, you know. A lot of it was just like plain black at the back. Like at the back it especially looked bad, and just on the front it just looked kind of weird with like little nicks and whatnot. But this one feels like a definite improvement. Still think that the brow up here goes way too high. Why is it going up that high? It does not look anything like that. So it's still got its problems, but I would definitely say that the helmet is slightly easier to stomach with the red lines from the grafting and with the bigger cape. And then the one from this set, the most recent Kylo Ren, is the exact same thing, sans cape. So yeah. That's really it for your Kylo Rens. It's an interesting history that we've gotten right here. A surprising amount of congruence between the minifigures. We've got a unity in helmet mold, unfortunately, but we've also got a unity in, like, lightsabers, and for a good chunk of these minifigures' faces, you know? So yeah, it's been an interesting history, and I really hope that someday we are able to get the Episode 9 good guy Kylo Ren, so that we can really complete this collection. But as is, it's a good snapshot of him in all of the outfits that we've seen him in so far, outside of his Episode 9 good guy scenes, you know? But yeah, so, I don't know. Kylo Ren Retrospective. What, did you think I was gonna spend the entire video talking about this piece of shit, really? Come on, get the hell out of here.